Blueberries are healthy, right? Not when you combine them with these three foods. In fact, one of the most popular healthy breakfasts could be silently sabotaging your memory, circulation, and metabolism. And the worst part? Most seniors eat it daily, with total confidence. I'm Dr. Hartley, and if you're over 60, this simple food timing mistake could be the reason your energy keeps crashing, your iron stays low, and your memory isn't as sharp as it used to be. Let's fix that today. Most people think of blueberries as a superfood, and for good reason. They support memory, heart health, and blood sugar. But after 60, something changes. Our digestion slows, and certain food combinations can block the very benefits blueberries are supposed to give us. One of my patients, Eleanor, found this out the hard way, so today we'll break down 3 specific foods that you should never eat with blueberries, and more importantly, how to time them for maximum benefit. As always, consult your doctor before making dietary changes. 1. Why blueberries backfire with iron-rich foods? You know what's strange? Eleanor was doing everything right. She was eating her spinach, taking her iron supplements. She even added blueberries to her breakfast because she heard they help with memory. But months went by, and her energy didn't budge. Her iron levels stayed low. Her brain fog never cleared, and every afternoon she'd find herself dragging, no matter how well she thought she was eating. What she didn't know was that those blueberries, the thing she thought was helping her, were actually stopping her body from absorbing the very iron she needed. Let me explain. Blueberries are rich in something called tannins. Tannins are powerful, but they can be tricky. When you eat blueberries with iron-rich foods, those tannins act like little magnets. They latch onto the iron, form a tight bond, and drag it right out of your body, unused. It's like trying to check in a suitcase at the airport. But instead of putting it on the conveyor belt, someone yanks it off halfway through. That iron never reaches your cells. Now, here's the part most people don't hear. As we age, stomach acid naturally declines. And with less acid, iron is already harder to absorb. But when you add blueberries at the same time, absorption drops by up to 77%. That's not just a guess. It's from a 2020 study at the Micronutrient Forum. They found that when blueberries were eaten with iron, absorption plummeted from 30% to just 6%. That's why Eleanor felt stuck. She wasn't low on willpower. She was low on delivery. So, we made one simple change. She moved her blueberries to the afternoon. Iron-rich meals in the morning. Within 8 weeks, her energy returned. Her labs improved, and the fog started to lift. So, if you're over 60 and taking iron, or eating spinach, lentils, or beef, don't eat blueberries at the same time. Wait an hour or two. Let your body do one thing at a time, because sometimes it's not about adding more to your routine. It's about letting the good things work the way they were meant to. 2. The dairy dilemma. Milk silences blueberry benefits. Frank never skipped his morning routine. Every day at 7:30, he'd sit by the window, open the paper, and enjoy his favorite breakfast. A bowl of blueberries, thick Greek yogurt, and a touch of honey. He called it his brain fuel. Said it helped him stay sharp. But slowly, something started to shift. He began losing track of names, took longer to finish crossword puzzles. And one morning, he found his car keys in the freezer. At first, he laughed it off, but his wife didn't. She quietly asked, "Do you think it might be what you're eating?" That question led them down a rabbit hole, and eventually to a surprising answer. See, the antioxidants in blueberries, the very thing that support brain health, don't always make it where they need to go, especially when they're eaten with dairy. You see, certain proteins in milk, like casein, actually bind to those antioxidants. And when that happens, the body can't absorb them properly. The blueberries are still there, but their benefits? Gone. It's like putting premium gas in your car, only to find out someone's unplugged the engine. Frank had no idea. He'd been canceling out the best part of his breakfast for years, so he made one small switch. He swapped the yogurt for almond milk, added a few walnuts for good fat, and within a few weeks, his mind felt clearer. He was finishing his puzzles again, and one afternoon, his wife found him in the kitchen, quietly grinning as he beat their grandson in Scrabble. It wasn't magic, it was biology, working the way it's supposed to. If you're starting your day with blueberries, that's a great choice. Just make sure they're not being silenced by what's next to them on the plate. Because sometimes, it's not about changing everything. It's just about letting what's good finally do its job. 3. Coffee plus blueberries, a circulatory conflict. Maria didn't understand why she kept getting lightheaded. She wasn't skipping meals, she drank water. She even added blueberries to her breakfast every morning, on top of oats with a side of coffee and her multivitamin. In her mind, that was a power breakfast. But still, dizzy spells, low stamina, and this odd flutter in her chest every time she stood up too fast. At first, she blamed it on age. "You're in your 70s, her neighbor said. "That's just how it goes." But something about that answer didn't sit right. One afternoon, she mentioned it during our visit, and after walking through her morning routine, something clicked. The blueberries weren't the issue. It was the timing and what they were paired with. See, blueberries help support circulation, especially the delicate lining of your blood vessels. They boost something called endothelial function, which helps your arteries expand and carry oxygen efficiently. But when you combine blueberries with coffee or black tea, the equation changes. Caffeine, and especially tannins from tea, interfere with how blueberry compounds are absorbed. They dull the effects and reduce blood flow benefits. It's like turning on a garden hose, only to find someone's pinched it halfway down. The water still comes out, just not enough, not fast enough, and over time, that slow trickle creates symptoms: dizziness, fatigue, cold hands and feet. A study from King's College London in 2023 found that daily blueberry extract improved endothelial function and even lowered systolic blood pressure, but only when taken away from caffeine. Maria made one small shift. She moved her coffee to mid-morning, started having blueberries on their own, or with herbal tea, and within 2 weeks the dizziness eased, her hands warmed up. She started walking longer distances without needing to rest. Sometimes the solution isn't a new pill or superfood, it's spacing things just right, so your body can actually use what you're giving it. If you've been starting your day with blueberries and coffee, just try separating them by an hour. You might be surprised by how different your body feels when your blood can finally move the way it was meant to. So, let me ask you something. Have you ever changed what you eat, but felt like your energy, your memory, or your blood pressure didn't change at all? You made the right choices. Blueberries, spinach, yogurt, coffee, all things that should help you feel better. But the truth is, after 60, the rules shift. Your body doesn't just care what you eat, it cares when and with what. Eleanor thought her fruit bowl was fueling her. Frank trusted his morning parfait. Maria just wanted to stay sharp and steady. They weren't wrong, they were just missing one piece of the puzzle. Because sometimes one tiny food pairing or one misplaced habit is the reason something good never really had a chance to work. But the good news is, you don't need a new diet, you just need new timing. And once you find that rhythm, your body responds, your mind clears, and the effort you've been making finally starts to pay off. Because this isn't just about nutrients or digestion, it's about feeling strong enough to hold your grandchild, clear-headed enough to remember your favorite stories, and independent enough to keep doing life your way. If this helped reframe something in your morning routine, consider subscribing. It helps the channel, and it lets me keep bringing you the healing science behind aging well. And if you've ever mixed blueberries with coffee, dairy, or iron, let me know in the comments. What did you notice? What's one thing you might do differently starting tomorrow? Because small changes, done at the right time, can create big shifts in energy, in memory, in life.